Thank you for having me, and welcome to the Turtle Creek Corridor. So my name is Trueblood, and I'm the current president and CEO of the Turtle Creek Association. I've been in Dallas for over 30 years. I came here from Indiana. I worked 33 years with the State Farm Insurance. I was a senior director for them. And about 3 years ago, they were doing a buyout, and I raised my hand as fast as I could and said, take me, I'm ready. I knew I wanted to do something else. I was ready for a new challenge. And so, lo and behold, Turtle Creek Association. So Turtle Creek Association is a nonprofit that is dedicated to preserving, protecting, and enhancing the Turtle Creek Corridor. The corridor is about a 2.5 mile radius. It's bordered by the Katy Trail to the east, Oaklawn to the west, Fitzhugh to the north, and then Maple to the south. It's an area that is lush with a forest and obviously Turtle Creek. So, as I said, our mission is to preserve and protect this beautiful area. This area has a nickname, and it's called the Dallas's front yard. And so it's really important that we maintain this and preserve it for the next generations to come. And so this organization spends about $200,000 annually on landscaping, flowers, and now we actually are cleaning the creek. We've hired an outside vendor called AquaClean, and they're now cleaning manually with a boat all the trash that flows into Turtle Creek. So our vision is got three prongs to it. Let's call it a three-legged stool. So first and foremost, the health of the creek. This creek, unfortunately, gets a lot of trash and pollution in it, and we want to address that. It's too beautiful today, in our society. This is not acceptable to see the amount of trash that comes into this creek. So we're looking for ways to improve that. We've got some short-term fixes, but we're also working on a permanent fix as well. The other thing that we want to do is urban decay. We've got areas where there's severe graffiti. We also have areas where we've got these beautiful old bridges and we'd love to see them restored. And we have safety concerns as well. So we want to try to address those. And then finally, we'd like to see this become an area that is full of art. So we want to kind of tag-tail with the Katy Trail and then the Art District downtown as becoming a destination spot. As you walk our trails, you discover new art. So we are a nonprofit, 100% dependent on the generosity of our donors. We are always looking for sponsors and underwriters for any of our profit-raising events. Other resources are a very active board, and I'm so thankful that I have an active board. They're very engaged, and they're out there helping me make all this happen every day as well. And probably the right technology. So one of the things as I came in that I realized we didn't have software, a nonprofit software. So we were able to implement that right off the bat, and that's really helped us. We also need volunteers and people out here helping us, take care of this beautiful urban area. Yeah, so that's a great question. First and foremost, this organization was at a turning point. The board was actually considering whether or not we should dissolve the organization. Our membership had fallen below 200. Our donations were very, very small. And so what I had to do was come in and really take an evaluation of how can we turn this place around? How can we make it more important? And the thing that I did was, or we did, I should say, is we started with our mission statement: preserve, protect, and enhance. And we challenged ourselves as an organization to really embrace that, because at the time, I don't think we were doing that. We were throwing some flowers in the medians and we were calling it a day. We didn't do anything about bank stabilization, the flow of the creek, or just the health of the creek, and the urban decay that I mentioned earlier. Once I was able to put that into a plan, the board adopted that and has fully embraced it, and so has the community. Yeah, like I said, it was probably 3 years ago. When you have a board that is literally contemplating whether or not this organization should still exist, that's a turning point. And that's when we had to ask ourselves, what are we doing? And are we doing enough? And so one of the things we challenged ourselves was, hey, our mission statement says we preserve, protect, and enhance this corridor. Are we really doing that? Are we really embracing that mission? And so the answer to that was no. What we were doing in the past was throwing some flowers in the middle of the median and pretty much calling it a day. And so with a plan, a 5-year strategic plan, we came up with 3 things that we think really changed the organization. And that is the health of the creek, addressing urban decay or reversing urban decay, and then also bringing in the art that I mentioned earlier. You know, it's kind of like a relationship. What is the key thing to most relationships? It's communication, right? And some great advice that I got from one of the board members was this: out of sight, out of mind. And so I really embraced that and learned that you have to stay in front of your donors. You have to let them know what is going on. How are you communicating with them? How are you getting the pulse from them? And one of the things that we did was start a monthly newsletter. And our readership is about 3,000 people. And the open rate of that electronic newsletter is around 60%. So they're engaged and they're interested in how we're spending their money. Thank you again for having me and listening to the Turtle Creek Association story. I really appreciate it.